listen. If you apply the Don Jr. standard, where I had to testify for 50 hours for treason, a crime punishable by death, you'd say, you know what? Hunter should probably do a lot more. If it was Don Jr. in the Hunter Biden laptop, which magically now, after 4 years, this week, the DOJ said, well, I guess it's real. Oh, really? Shocking. I'm shocked to find out that the most obvious thing in the world is real. But they'll lie to us about all the obvious things, right? We're supposed to trust the science, but if you were a scientist that said, like, hey, do you think maybe the Wuhan lab leak theory is real? Like, do you think maybe the virus that originated in the town could have come from the lab in that same town that studies that exact virus? No, obviously not. Trust the science. It came from like 8 inches outside of that lab. We're to believe that. But these are the lies. This is how far they're willing to go. The people who scream about fascism and protecting democracy all day long seem awfully quick to want to throw their political opposition in prison, seem totally willing to censor your opinion if it's anything other than 100% aligned with theirs, willing to punish those people accordingly, and willing to give a total free pass to anyone on their side. You can burn down the city of Portland. You can burn down Seattle. You can literally murder police officers, loot stores, riot, arson. And the vice president will come and help bail you out. That's what happens at, yeah. Yeah. Cocaine in the White House. As a guy that's had a Secret Service detail, I'll be like, hey guys, I wonder whose it is. And you can hear the eye roll over the phone, okay? Like, I have a feeling I wouldn't get the benefit of the doubt. Leftist Twitter was trying to blame that one on me at the time. I was like, I haven't been there in 3.5 years. But the biggest crackhead in the world is in residence, and we're not sure where it comes from. I'm shocked. Just like, no, Hunter was a great businessman. The Chinese gave him $1 billion to invest. I go, the Chinese, there are many things. I'm not pretending they're good or what. But they're not morons. They don't have like a diversity, equity, and inclusion program for crackheads. We are underrepresented in wealth managers who are crack addicts, so we're going to give $1 billion to Hunter Biden, right? They don't do that. Only we're dumb enough to do that, right? We will have pilots that, have severe mental issues because we're checking some boxes off for the woke crowd. Common sense has totally left the equation in our government in Washington, D.C. Putting the people of our country first is also not an option, apparently, unless we put Donald Trump back in office. But we see it every day, right? Your neighbor to the northeast up in Maine, they're putting illegals in multi-million-dollar housing for free. Across the country, they're doing that. They're throwing veterans out of places that are paid for with taxpayer money that they have paid into with blood, sweat, and tears. And money from taxes for years with those who will likely never contribute to a system. But those people, the illegals, are welcomed because the Democrats understand their policies have failed all of you. But if they can create a class of dependents, they'll be in office for life. That doesn't work, guys. Americans can't be second-class citizens in their own country, and yet each and every day you read about yet another terrible story. That is exactly that. When does it stop? What civilization puts their people last and actually survives? And it seems like they don't care. The globalists this week at Davos are meeting about taking all of your rights. They're going to lecture you about your car while flying over there in a G5 where they'll burn more fuel in 20 minutes than you will in your lifetime. They're not going to hold themselves to the same rules. That won't apply to them. They're going to eat filet mignon while you eat bugs. They're going to own everything. They'll charge you rent. Once they have control, they'll jack up those rents and they'll own you for life. And that seems to be the plan. And like all the other conspiracy theories that magically come true 6 months later, It's pretty clear that's the plan. They don't even hide from it anymore. What was it? Some of these morons watching this thing. It's truly amazing. Like, I'm sitting there. I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to, like, jump out of a cake or, like, the cameras to fall out of the ceiling like I'm in the Truman Show. It's like, you see that woman talking about ecocide? We want to ban all farming and fishing. I'm like, well, how are you going to feed, like, there's 6 billion something people on the earth. They want to ban all farming and fishing, and anyone who breaks the law and farms and fishes should be criminally charged. They want the world to starve to death, and they're just fine with that, I guess. But it never ends. So tomorrow we have a chance to send a message. We have a chance to end this primary, to stop draining the resources that we need to go after the true scourge of this country, which is failed Democrat, insane, woke policy. We see it every day, folks. I get it. Like, I'm the son of a billionaire from Manhattan. Okay? If I'm upset when I take my kids out to go do basic things, if I have sticker shock, I get it. I'm totally self-aware. Like, I shouldn't. And it's probably not going to change my habits. But if man, what's it doing to the average family who's working their ass off, making $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 a year? It's killing you. So we need everyone to stop listening to the very, very honest media who's clearly not lied to you and has been totally above board for the last few decades. Totally unbiased, folks. Totally unbiased. And start using what you see. They can't lie to you anymore because it's gotten so ridiculous. It's gotten so insane. It's gotten so extreme that even those who are sitting on the sidelines, even those who are politically agnostic, even those who are just busy trying to salvage what's left of their American dream that hasn't been exported, those people, even though they were indifferent to politics for a long time, they are wide awake right now, folks, because you can't hide from the insanity anymore. So what we need to do is we need to end this tomorrow, okay? Nikki Haley, Joe Biden, at this point, it's the same thing. There's a reason billionaire Democrat donors are supporting her, because they're fine with either one of her or Joe. They got a puppet, dancing monkey. Dance, monkey, dance. Here's the dollars. You do what we want. You export our jobs. You export our manufacturing. I'm going to save half a cent on my widget, and everyone is happy. There's a reason they're going after Donald Trump the way they are. And you see the nonsense. You see the nonsense also unraveling, right? It's almost good. I will say, bring on more of the nonsense, because it's so ridiculous. The narrative is so obvious that, again, those same people who are sitting on the sideline, I wonder if there's something there, like, this is ridiculous. I can't even believe it. They get it. So we have a rare chance to take our country back. But now we can do it with the knowledge of having actually done it before. We have a track record of success. Right? My father built a robust economy. We had low interest rates. We had low inflation. We had job growth for the lowest income earners. Okay? We had no wars. Nikki Haley would send us into every war on every front imaginable because she's owned by Boeing and the other big war companies who she sits on the board of. You know, she's going to send your kids to go off and die in there. She couldn't care less, along with the rest of that class. I have 5 young kids. Guess what? I don't want them going off to a far-off land to die for Vladimir Zelensky so that he can buy another yacht or another home. In the money that we've sent there, that is 100x what we'll spend to protect our own border so that we can end up in a conflict with the world's largest nuclear superpower by volume of missiles, Russia. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. But they're pushing for it. The Republicans, rhinos, are pushing for it too. You know what? I'll do the survey here because we have a little time. I've done this all over the country, and I hear people like Mitch McConnell out there talking, the Ukraine war is the #1 priority for Republicans across the country. And I say, you know what? This crowd by itself is more real Americans than Mitch McConnell has probably spoken to in his career. How many here? Glitch. Reboot. It's ridiculous, right? I mean, you know, and then you got Joe Biden, the Roomba. He can't find his way